The power of your feelings. The Pleiadean Council of Seven. We are the Pleiadean Council of Seven, and we are pleased to offer you our words of wisdom. It is a wonderful time for humanity to experience the flowering of its consciousness. You have taken yourselves beyond where anyone expected you to be able to go. It is true that Earth is a type of experiment and that humanity has been engineered, but what those of you who have been doing the experimenting and engineering didn't count on was the power that you all have access to through your ability to feel. Your ability to feel far outweighs your ingenuity and your survival instincts. It is your ability to feel that fuels you and that calls forth more of source energy through you. All of your innovations and all of your creativity stem from this ability that you have. The feelings that you experience are electric. They are powerful. They are not to be trifled with or brushed aside. When we and others like us encourage you to feel your feelings, what we are really encouraging you to do is to access your power. We want you to know how powerful you are so that you can take on the sovereign state of being that is your birthright and lay claim to the planet Earth for yourselves. As you feel for one another, you gain in your strength because your strength is in your numbers. But your power is in your willingness to feel, to summon forth more energy and to direct the energy towards a cause, any cause at all that benefits the whole of humanity. As you begin to see the advances in human consciousness that are on display more and more every day, do recognize that these abilities stem from the willingness of those who have them, the willingness to feel, to experience, and to express emotion. We marvel at all of you and what you are capable of holding in your physical bodies, and we await the moment when you all understand and harness the power that is within you, the power to feel. The most empowering act. If you are in the middle of something that you are not enjoying, you really only have two choices. You can stop doing the thing that you are doing, or you can make it enjoyable. Those are the choices that serve you and empower you. Staying and complaining or trying to change a situation are not the most appropriate or wise choices. When you are in a situation where you do not feel like you have a choice in the matter, that is the moment where you most empower yourselves. You always have a choice, and telling yourself that you do not have a choice is disempowering, and it is never true. You have been taught many disempowering beliefs, and these beliefs are weighing you down, keeping you stuck in situations that you don't want to be in, and insisting that you behave in certain ways that prohibit you from enjoying something. To take command of your vibration is the most empowering act that you could ever involve yourselves in, and in taking actions that support the vibration that you want to hold are also very empowering. Just because you find yourselves in a situation that you're not enjoying, and just because you believe you need to stay in that situation and continue to have the same vibration and the same experience does not make it so. You are shifting at an exponential rate, and anything that is not in vibrational harmony with you is only in your experience because you are keeping it there. It's just that simple. You don't have to endure anything that you don't want to endure, and the sooner you acknowledge that you have the ability to make a new choice, the sooner you begin to live as your truly empowered selves. And as you truly empowered selves, you can create anything, and you do not need to wait for anyone to give you permission to do so. The illusion of power. They are not in control of anything. That is an illusion of this game that you are playing. The game tells you that there are those others who are out there somewhere in powerful positions, and they are calling the shots. The reason that we say you can chalk that up as an illusion is because you are actually creating the entire scenario yourselves. So why would you ever want to fight against your own creation? What purpose would it serve to fight the power when you are in fact the powerful being who is creating the illusion of power in the hands of others? If you are going to awaken to anything, awaken to that. There is a group who would like to be in control of everything on planet Earth, and you have given that group many different names. But they are only as powerful as you create them to be. And as soon as you stand in your own power and acknowledge yourselves as a creator being that you truly are, you can remove that illusion. You can stop playing the game. You can stop anytime you like. You can start by taking your attention off of them and what they are doing, and instead place your attention squarely on yourselves and what you are doing. What is your vibration? Are you in your heart? Are you being present? These are much more important questions than what is it they're doing now to try and control us. You don't have to pay any attention to the illusion. You don't have to wait until the truth comes out about those who have been playing the role of the powerful puppeteers in order to begin to take control of your own lives. you start with the simplest intention. That intention is to recognize yourself as the one with all the power. 7 billion empowered humans certainly have the ability to change the world for the better, no matter what the ones who have been given the illusion of power are going to do next. They are afraid of one thing, and one thing only, and that is that you will discover the power that lies within each and every one of you. Embrace your dark side. As the ascension process continues for each of you, you are encountering the lowest of the low. Now, why would it be if you were ascending, you might wonder? Why wouldn't it all be rainbows, fairy dust, and unicorns at this point in the journey? Well, there's a very good reason for that, and we are going to give it to you. There is a section of your consciousness that you might label as your dark side. The dark side is there in many ways for precautionary reasons. It is the part of you that you don't really want to tap into, but that might need to call in case of an emergency. Now, even though you are not manifesting any type of emergency that would call for the dark side to emerge, you still need to see it, to know it's there, and to embrace it as an aspect of who you are. It does not need to be feared, however, but many of you will fear it because of those instances in past lives where the dark side came out. When it is expressed, it can be quite destructive. You can go far beyond the intended purpose of this dark side once it is let out of the closet. And that's what most of you have experienced in at least one past life. And that's why it sits in the corner and is not acknowledged. But as you ascend, all parts of you must make the journey as well, and that means facing the dark side. It means you must acknowledge what is a part of you, even if you don't want to be the largest part of you. And just because something exists as a potentiality within you does not mean you must exude it at all time. And if you ever do have access to the dark side to set a boundary to protect yourself, it does not need to get out of control. Learning to utilize all aspects of yourself to live a happy and satisfying life is part of your journey. So when these lower frequency thoughts and emotions rise up to the surface to be seen and felt and acknowledged by you, do not fear. Embrace your dark side because it allows you to experience yourself with more love and more light by its mere existence. The universal shift in consciousness. As the entire universe experiences this upgrade, this uptick in frequency, many things are shaking loose, getting disrupted, and becoming exposed. This is not just happening in your personal life or in your physical body. It is universe-wide. It is a type of thing that can be mistaken for chaos. It can appear as though the wheels are coming off and everything is coming undone. And as you strip away layers of distortion and illusion from your energy, you are going to feel more vulnerable and more exposed. You might even experience yourself in a weakened state, but all of it is necessary in order to give you the experience of change. Change is inevitable, but it is not always experienced the same way, and some changes are bigger than others. A universal shift in consciousness is a very big change. It is very disruptive. But it is only that which lies on the surface that is really being shaken up. The core of this universe remains solid, stable, intact, and anchored in source. You do not need to figure out how all this works. You do not need to know all the schematics and the ins and outs of the universal shift. All you need to know is that as above, so below. And what happens on the macrocosmic scale is happening on the microcosmic scale as well. But you, like this universe, have a very stable core, and you are grounded and anchored in unconditional love. It is your compass. It is your touchstone. It is what you are returning to. And everything that is other than unconditional love is needing to be released. It is getting shaken loose. Stabilizing yourself during the upheaval is going to be your number one job. It is not about understanding it all. It is not about knowing the future and what is going to happen. Your journey now is about anchoring yourself in the stable core within yourselves, feeling for the stable core of this universe, and allowing yourselves to enjoy this experience as best you can. Lend a helping hand when it is appropriate, but always take care of yourselves so that you can be of service and so that you can be a stable force in an otherwise unstable and chaotic experience of this shift that is universal in nature. Good and bad. If you're starting out with the premise that says, only those who are good get to have a good life, then you are going to look for ways that you can prove yourselves as good. This is something that has been sold to you by religion and also by governments, parents, teachers, and anyone else who has ever assumed an authority figure role in your life. Being good means that you get the reward for being good. Being bad means that you get the punishment and no reward. So you definitely don't want to be bad, but then who gets to define what is good and what is bad? Well, the ultimate authority for that would be the God that has been sold to you in religious dogma, but we can tell you that there is no judgment, and that there is no list of right and wrong and do's and don'ts. Now, you certainly do have karma, but karma is not punishment, and there is no being that is deciding what the good shall be rewarded and the bad shall be punished, and therefore you don't need to worry about it. All you need to do is check in with yourself and determine for yourself whether you are expanding or contracting. If you are thinking about doing something and you feel that contraction, that does not mean you are considering doing something that is ultimately wrong. It may be wrong in the eyes of some, and it may be that what you are considering is not going to get you what you want. It may be that the timing is not right. But if you are looking for a set of rules to live your life by, we would say that you must determine for yourself what your own rules are, and then you must allow yourself to change those rules, bend those rules, and break those rules when appropriate. You are all making this up as you go, and you are all becoming more as you do, so that you and you are today is not the same as that you were 5 years ago, or even 5 minutes ago. Therefore, you must check in with yourself to determine whether something is right or wrong for you in any particular moment. And you must let everyone else decide for themselves as well, if you ever truly want to live happily ever after. We are the Pleiadean High Council of 7, and we are very fond of you all. That is all.